Is PlayStation abandoning its older IPs that a lot of people have come to love? All that in today's video. Please like the video, subscribe to never miss a PlayStation update, and share the video to help grow our community. And it looks like Guerrilla's art director has said some things that have got people pondering and wondering about classic IPs, specifically in question Killzone, as a new article has come out from the Washington Post talking with the art director and talking with the team at Guerrilla as far as what's happening with the future of Horizon and also why they shifted from Killzone. In an interview with the Washington Post, art director Roy Postma, who has worked at Guerrilla for 24 years, says that following the release of Killzone Shadowfall on PS4, the studio decided it no longer wanted to work on the Killzone series. That is huge. They just decided that that is something they stopped wanting to do. And instead, they opted to work on a new series with more colorful environments as opposed to the grittier, grayer worlds of Killzone. In quotes, "We were done with it as a team," Postma explained. "As a studio, we needed to refresh the palette. It was by choice the opposite of Killzone." So this is something that is heavily evident. Like, we know this to be the case just by simply looking at what Killzone is from inception to Shadowfall, and then seeing what Horizon is and how different Horizon is. Postma also suggested that the more diverse nature of the Horizon games means its appeal to a wider audience. In quotes, "I think the themes that this story and the characters represent are relatable for all ages and people, like having a found family of friends and finding your place in the world," he said. Elsewhere in the article, they also talk about LEGO's product lead of branded games, Kate Bryant, explained how the upcoming LEGO Horizon Adventures will help the series to expand the series, reach even wider, particularly to younger players. So here's the thing. We knew that the LEGO games were going to be this thing that was aimed towards a younger audience. So this doesn't come as a surprise, but what does come as a surprise is the true abandonment of the Killzone IP. It looks like there are no intentions to go back to Killzone. And I know there is a pretty large fan base that would love more Killzone, has been asking for more Killzone, but it seems that not only are we not going to get it because maybe it wasn't as lucrative, especially if we look at Shadowfall, but I think more so the team is just not interested in making that. And truthfully, if you're making a game, you want your team to be very passionate about that game. So it seems as though Killzone is something that's going to be left in the past, and it's not going to be an IP that we see come back. And there have been a lot of concerns with players who have asked for a first-person shooter. And when they saw Concord, they were hoping that those efforts would have been put into maybe a SOCOM, maybe a Killzone, maybe something else that fans already loved as far as IP goes. And it seems as though Killzone, at the very least, will definitely not be there. And I think this is a larger statement as well as far as PlayStation and maybe their goals in the future with their IP. I think that they have working IP for them, and I think that they're probably going to stick to those. The God of Wars, the Ghost games, the Naughty Dog games like Uncharted and The Last of Us, those games are all here to stay. I think those IP are going to continue. But I do think that IP like Killzone and SOCOM and these games are probably not going to see another entry, given how long it's been and given their latest entries that they had were not runaway hits, right? They didn't review exceptionally well, and that's something that Sony cares about, and they've shown that they care about that. So I feel like this is a statement for us to understand that those IP are not coming back. At least it's very unlikely for them to come back. While we will still get new IP, I do think they'll be very cautious about what they do, especially after the failure of Concord. Being as large of a failure as it was and a financial failure, it seems that they would want to be really careful going forward into what kind of IP they invest into. We know that Naughty Dog is working on something new. We know that Santa Monica Studio is working on something new. So we know that there is new IP in the pipeline. And I think that we will be happy with the things that they bring out and work on. And they've shown us that they are very capable of making great new IP. So it's important that we give them the credit where it's due. As far as these older things, I just think that this pretty much puts a wrap on it. I think that now we just shouldn't expect them to revisit IP like Killzone, like SOCOM, like Resistance. I just think that those IP are probably left in the past, and it seems that is for better or for worse. But that's all I have for you guys in today's video. Let me know what you guys think of this. Are you disappointed that you probably will not see another Killzone game? How are you feeling about the other IP that Sony has kind of left quietly and not revisited? As always, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and share the video to help grow our community. I thank you all for watching. Take care.